After giving a try to Monster Hunter World several months ago, I was successfully converted into one of you, my dear Unka Bunka caveman friends, who get excited every time they get the red drop from a big scary monster. Your mom gave you the soap, so much so, one of my main goals for this Gamescom was to play Monster Hunter Wilds, and oh boy was it a challenge. And I need to warn you right here, I am not the right person to cover all the mechanical changes, as there are dozens of more experienced Monster Hunter creators who not only understand the game on a deeper level but also had the chance to record their gameplay footage and analyze every millisecond of it. I am here to share the vibes, tell more about what was the atmosphere at Capcom's stand, and represent a more casual part of the community, I guess. But still, I'll try to provide as much useful information as I can, as some things I discovered surprised me. I played the demo and it's no secret, it was great. I enjoyed it. Some would even say the demo was wild. And before you start hating on that very unique and original pun, I mean the whole journey to just play the demo was really wild. I did not understand the scale of the hype around this game until I saw the queue to play the demo on Wednesday morning. A media and trade visitors day, mind you, a day that was my one and only chance to play it, because starting from Thursday, Gamescom is open to regular visitors and there is no way I have time to stay in that line with even more people. The line that ass took half of the hall. I think even Capcom didn't expect that level of hype, as I know for the next few days they changed the way they let people in. But back to Wednesday morning. So seeing this huge line, I've decided to come back later to see if the situation's gotten better, as I had some other stuff to do at the event, and it did get better. When I came back around 4:30 PM, the line was at least near the entrance to the Monster Hunter booth and split it into two equal queues, one for a multiplayer session, another one for a solo quest. So I've picked the multiplayer line, hoping it would go faster, as they are probably letting in at least 4 people at once. 30 minutes in the queue, I noticed that the line is actually way bigger than I thought, as near the entrance to this playing area, I don't know, it takes the form of a snake. Another 30 minutes later, I come closer to the snake line and see a sign of approximate waiting time. 2 hours. Alright, okay. I come back off and it says approximate, so it could be less, right? It doesn't have to be exactly 2 hours. Keeping in mind that I've already wasted an hour waiting and that today is the only day I have a chance to play Monster Hunter Wilds, I've gaslighted myself into believing that the sign is just wrong. It doesn't know what it's talking about. Spoiler, it does. It does know what it's talking about. I'm gonna kill myself! There is a reason this sign is specifically here, and those who put it here probably calculated that correctly, because I stayed in that line for exactly 2 more hours. And I get a bit nervous, because if you are attentive enough, you can understand it's almost time for closure. I see the team at the booth start to count the number of people in the queue. When they were passing by me, I don't know, but I guess I had the great luck skill active, because they didn't say anything to me. Though I saw some people leaving, but me and a group of around, I don't know, like 10 people stayed. Ooh, close call, but boy was I wrong. Around 10, maybe 20 minutes later, they start to surround us, keeping the merch bags in their hands. Oh no, that's a bad sign. And like a bolt from the blue, we hear, "Sorry guys, we don't have any time left," as they hand over to us these bags. Quest failed, returning to the hub area. What else can I say? But hey, at the very beginning I said I played it, so was it a clickbait? No. I have 2 more days. The next day I tried another tactic. Since I had a pass to the business area, I found Capcom's booth there, as usually they have some setups there as well for media creators and like other people from game dev to play the game. So I asked if they had any slots I can book. It didn't help, it was fully booked till the end of the event. I don't know what I was hoping for, should have expected that. So maybe just consider subscribing and supporting this video so that next time the Capcom team invites me directly, like, you know, other creators, and I don't have to go through all of this stuff. So yeah, I wasn't able to flex my creator status to get around the rules and play the demo that day either. But what I was able to flex is my trade visitor status at customer's booth on my last day at the event. To be precise, I came to the team member and shamelessly begged to let me in and play out of turn. Because it was my last day and because of meetings, I didn't have time to stand in line with customers and to everything else. I've already waited in line at day 1, but it was shut down right in front of my face. You know, I did everything to make me seem as miserable as possible. Well, I say seem as if I wasn't miserable at that point. And everything I said was true. I would regret it if I didn't try for the one last time. And God bless this guy's soul who was very chill about that. While, you know, I was doing all of that, oh my god, crying and bitching.
This shit all day, bro. You love you no matter what, bro. I don't. Bro, please.
He was like, okay. And in a few minutes, as somebody ended their run, he let me in. Does it count as cheating? Maybe. Do I feel bad about it? Absolutely no. I stayed in line for 3 hours. Yeah, it was 2 days ago, but the fact remains. And to be honest, I did not expect it to work. I was kinda ready to accept my fate. I had a chance to play Crimson Desert and Internal Strand, so it wasn't that bad. But, you know, I am really glad it worked out. So when I got my hands on the game, I was so excited I didn't ask how much time I have. I was completely confused and had no plan on what to pay attention to, what to test. All I had in my head was, it worked, I can't believe it worked, now I can go invoke monsters, oh my god. I assumed I had around 30 minutes to play, as this is how it worked on Wednesday, so I skipped the character creation menu and started the quest to finish it ASAP with one weapon and have enough time to complete it the second time with another. My new best friend brought me to a story quest 1 where I had to hunt Chatacabra. Yeah, sorry, I just can't recover from the Anjanath. I mean, that lizard thing that reminds me a lot of this toad for some reason. And the quest starts with a cutscene, some shots from it you might have seen in trailers, and leads to a chase sequence with Balaharas where they teach you basic mechanics with a slinger weapon. I like how they made this slinger weapon, it's very neat. And I'm not going to recap everything that happened in the cutscene story-wise because A, it would still be out of context and won't add any useful information, and B, maybe for some reason you don't want to spoil the story for yourself. Well, spoil story for yourself in Monster Hunter game, alright, I mean, you do you. But what surprised me is that the main character is now fully voiced during cutscenes. I didn't expect that to happen. That wasn't in my bingo list. I thought the hunter in Monster Hunter Wilds is also gonna be like, and as soon as I get to control my character, they give you a chance to pick the weapon you want. If you're new to the series and don't know what you want, the handler can ask you a few questions to recommend you a weapon that would fit your preferable playstyle. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to fly. so I went for the insect clave, the weapon I use the most in Monster Hunter World, and because I wanted to test as many weapons as I could, I decided to start with the one I felt more confident about so that I could finish the hunt quickly and have some time to test other stuff. I don't know if it was because it was a story quest or a demo. The hub area was this camp that is already in the required location for the quest, which made the start of the hunt more seamless. You just mount your sacred and track the monster with no loading screens or location changes. I don't know, like as if the hub area in World would have been located in the ancient forest like a regular camp. That definitely felt cool. Overall, the game feels a lot like World, but still, of course, somewhat different, and that's a good thing for me. I don't know about you, but for me, it's a good thing. I like World, so yeah, that's good. And as soon as you mount the sacred, it starts running towards your target. Nothing new, as the same mechanic exists in World, but I have some thoughts about that. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but I like that in World I need to track the monster first to follow it using the mount. Tracking mechanic encourages some sort of exploration and help to get familiar with the surroundings. In Wilds, if you use Sacred, it just moves you from point A to point B without the need to pay attention. And don't get me wrong, it is a good quality of life mechanic, especially for a game where you have to grind all of those monsters again and again for hours. You know, it's good, and you can always dismount and use your 2 feet, you know, to explore the location, find some stuff and problem solve, sure, but I'd love to see it implemented in a way that wouldn't harm the exploration part. At least that much. I wasn't even able to check how good the 3D map was because I didn't need it. I mean, at least the Sacred gets the job done, and soon enough I get to the Chotacabra and the hunt begins. Chotacabra is clearly a low rank monster, so the fight wasn't a problem at all. I'll just highlight a few things combat wise. I think that is the most tragic discovery for me and probably for other insect clave mains, because you can't perform continuous aerial attacks with insect clave anymore. I mean, for me it was the main reason to choose that weapon, and you took it from me. Come on. So yeah, it seems like the glaive combat in Wilds is more ground focused unless I did something wrong. And yeah, they do have a lot of new moves, so it's probably gonna be fun, but come on. Another thing that I wanted to mention is focus mode, a new crucial combat mechanic. In my opinion, it's a clear replacement for the clutch claw mechanic. Just hear me out. In its core, both of these mechanics are meant to deal a lot of damage in a short period of time and stun monsters with cool animation. Focus mode seems like a more neat execution of that idea, as not only it gets the job done, but also in theory shouldn't trivialize the combat by constantly spamming it like clutch claw. And it lets the greatsword change the direction of their charge attacks. That's huge. The last thing I want to mention is the performance of the demo, as many of you have already heard of 30 FPS lock on consoles. For me, it wasn't even stable 30 FPS to be honest, but it's just a demo, so I don't think it's going to reflect the state of the game at the release. Well, at least I hope it won't, looking at Dragon's Dogma 2 situation, but we'll see. In conclusion, this was a very fun demo and I am glad I had a chance to play it, and the Greatsword looks so much fun with all of these new changes like the focus mode and what's more hype, power clash. Just look at this. I thanked the guy who let me in, got another bag with merch, got skamazed by the way, and ended my Gamescom experience on a such high note. I hope this video was at least entertaining and maybe even useful. If you also had a chance to play Monster Hunter Wilds, tell me that in the comments. And also, I got a confession. I still haven't beaten Iceborne, so you can go and check my Twitch channel, as I might be live right now streaming Iceborne there. Yep, come and say hi.